Hi, I'm Professor Morrill, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your journey as you're approaching your RN to BSN degree and some of the things that I've learned as I've been teaching in these programs for some time now. One of the things you often hear about is the real need for organization in your life as you begin this journey into school. It's one of the areas that students really struggle with. It's that balance. So currently you might have things like work and family and friends, even self-care in your balance, and everything's working well the way it is, but now you're going to add into it school. So you have to be really aware that some things have to give. And in order to do that, I find that time management and having good time management skills really helps in this process. So getting a calendar together, whether it be a paper calendar or using your phone, it really doesn't matter the method that you use, as long as you're getting the right aspects and the right pieces into that calendar. So make sure you put in all your due dates. Look at those assignments, look at your syllabi ahead of time, and know what's coming up and when it's coming up, and maybe even trying to figure out how much time you might need to get that accomplished. Your study time, I think a lot of times students forget about this. How long is it going to take you to get through all that learning material that your professors created for you in those modules so that you really understand the content? On your calendar probably already has your work schedule and maybe even your appointments. Make sure it includes appointments for those people that you take care of. Anything that you have on your, in your life right now that you have to accomplish in the future, as long as it's within that semester that you're talking about. Major events and minor events, to me, these are things like knowing you have a wedding coming up or going to see a play with a group of friends or a family function. Those would be major events to me. Those are things that I really want to make sure I can get and attend, that I really expect to be part of. And I'm going to want to adjust some of my other pieces on my calendar to so I can accomplish that. Minor events might be something like every Friday night I go out to dinner with my family, or I like to go out with my friends once in a while. Those are things that are a little easier to adjust in your calendar, but still things that you're going to want to have the ability to do once in a while. Normal responsibilities, these are things like doing the dishes, making sure you get dinner done, maybe grocery shopping. What are those things that you are responsible for in your household, that you need to still make sure happen? But maybe you could spread out some of the who's responsible for those during this time period that you're in school. So having your calendar and making sure you understand your time requirements for things really starts to allow you to see how much or how little time you have and where you need to make adjustments for that. Reflection's one of those things in college that I think is so very important. It's important in life in general, but I think especially when you're going back to school and you're really learning about new material. So building time into the ability to reflect in your day. It should be built into your schedule. It doesn't need to be a lot of time, but it needs to be purposeful time. So pay attention, having the ability to minimize distractions and really focus on yourself during that period. Um, Pace yourself, making sure you're allowing yourself to be aware of your thoughts, of your opinions, of what's going on within yourself. And be curious. Recognize that there's no one way that's right to do reflective practice. It's yours. You can own it, but doing it is so very helpful. Oftentimes I use reflective journaling in a lot of my coursework so that students kind of have that opportunity to think about things, to analyze their own interpretation of something, to look at how their peers might be thinking about something, and to consider their own experiences and what that means to them and how that impacts the way they think now. In the end, I think the most important thing going back to school that you have to really understand is that you need confidence in yourself. You can do this. Learning technology can be hard and it can be challenging, but it's not impossible. Quite often, I always hear students saying, I'm not tech savvy. I'm not exactly sure what that means because I bet if I asked any of them as nurses, if I gave them a new piece of technology to learn, they would learn that and they would be able to take care of their patients. So believe in yourself. You can do this. It's all up to you. And I believe in you. And I think having that self-confidence in the end, it's going to be feeling very empowering at the end of this journey for you as you obtain your RN to BSN degree. Thank you.